Alright boys, how's everyone doing on this sad day? This is a bummer, but we're going to fucking hear what our man had to say, alright? We're going to get ahead of this before everyone starts saying that he was crazy and nutty and nutso and cuckoo bananas. Alright dudes, so if you haven't heard, a man named Max Azzarello just self-immolated outside of the Trump trial, and I saw a little video on Twitter. I don't think I can show it, but you know, it's another Aaron Bushnell situation, and it looks like he has done a bunch of research, and it sounds like this was, you know, his last ditch effort, I guess, because he sees how dire this is, right? Like, we understand, but dude, everyone around me, and I'm sure everyone around you, is just going around about life like nothing's happening. Like, these people have already begun their war against us, right? They have already started their war. It's been going on forever. Like, this isn't just the start. It's been going on. Their plan was to do this war without us ever noticing. And so far, they've done a pretty fucking good job, right? For most people anyway. So anyway, let's read what Max has to say. I have set myself on fire outside the Trump trial. My name is Max Azzarello, and I'm an investigative researcher who has set himself on fire outside the Trump trial in Manhattan. This extreme act of protest is to draw attention to an urgent and important discovery. We are victims of a totalitarian con, and our own government, along with many of their allies, is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist world coup. Fucking yes, they are. Dude. Oh my God. We've been saying it, right? Here's a person who very much means what he says, right? And he's saying it. This man wrote this, that he was going to go and set himself on fire because he feels so strongly about this. He posted it, and then he went and did it, you know? So let's listen to every fucking word, okay? These claims sound like fantastical conspiracy theory, but they are not. They are proof of conspiracy. If you investigate this mountain of research, you will prove them too. If you learn a great deal about Ponzi schemes, you will discover that our life is a lie. If you follow this story and the links below, you will discover the rotten truth of post-truth America. You will learn the scariest and stupidest story in world history, and you will realize that we are all in a desperate state of emergency that requires your action. To my friends and family, witnesses, and first responders, I deeply apologize for inflicting this pain upon you, but I assure you it is a drop in the bucket compared to what our government intends to inflict. Because these words are true. This is an act of revolution. It's not an act of insanity. It's not an act of, I didn't think about this, I'm just doing something. This is an act of revolution, he said. Last March, a billionaire named Peter fucking Thiel. It's interesting, he's the first fucking person mentioned in this, besides Max. Maybe we were getting a little too close last week, or this weekend, you know? Remember when everyone was like, talk about Palestine. And we said, no, we're talking about we're talking about Peter Thiel. It's because of this shit, because they're terrified of everyone finding out what the fuck he's up to. And look, it's not just Cat Dad. It's not just Dante. It's not just Nicole. Here's another person. And this person, again, means what he says. He says something and then he does it, right? So let's listen to what the fuck he has to say. A billionaire named Peter Thiel started a bank run on Silicon Valley Bank. Yeah, he sure the fuck did, didn't he? Remember when he started texting with his friends last year and then they just covered it up? In a weekend. They could do anything in a weekend. I knew enough about Thiel that I found this incredibly suspicious. My hunch was that this was intentional, though I couldn't fathom why. I began investigating online and quickly found cryptocurrency's fingerprints all over it. The bank run occurred just days after Silvergate Bank, which catered almost exclusively to crypto companies, collapsed. Meanwhile, several crypto cheerleaders were all over financial media warning of a regional banking crisis, and nobody in media was addressing their clear crypto connections. I dug deep into the financials of Thiel's venture capital firm Founders Fund and eventually uncovered the following, all proven many times over. Cryptocurrency is our first planetary multi-trillion-dollar Ponzi scheme. Yes, the fuck it is. It was expressly created for this purpose by a laundry list of rich and powerful people people out of Stanford, Silicon Valley, and Harvard, Facebook. All these fucking places are poison. The March 2023 bank failures were all intentional. The banks were used to move out stolen Ponzi money. This signals that they're no longer dumping cash in to keep the cryptocurrency Ponzi afloat, and that it will soon go insolvent. as all Ponzi's must. When the Ponzi scheme goes insolvent, it will take down half the stock market with it. The perpetrators used their major companies to pipe into the blockchain so they could funnel money out into the crypto exchanges. This includes Google, Tesla, Apple, PayPal, Facebook, Disney, Walmart, Target, InBev, Zoom, and countless others. It is a Ponzi scheme so large that it created global inflation, which is why the price of Bitcoin has been a remarkable leading indicator for inflation rates. Victims who bought crypto don't realize their money has already been stolen, so the money gets double counted by the victims and the criminals who stole it. As it turns out, our elites are awash in Ponzi schemes. Stanford's StartX.com investment fund and Jeffrey Epstein's program for evolutionary dynamics he ran at Harvard are both fake science Ponzi factories that these schools have invested billions in. They are filled with fraudulent companies that use smoke and mirrors to promise miraculous new technology, but always collapse, while the perpetrators only get richer. Funneling trillions of dollars in stolen cash through the stock market created the largest stock market anomaly in history. The stock chart signature of a Ponzi scheme is a massive increase while they stack up cash, and then a massive fall as they funnel out the stolen cash. This chart shape appeared in all the companies listed above. In order to explain the massive anomaly, our criminal government unleashed COVID on the world and told us that they were stay-at-home stocks. Ponzi schemes are vicious beasts, and cryptocurrency is history's largest Ponzi by orders of magnitude. It could best be described as an economic doomsday device intentionally made to shatter the world economy. The U.S. government is fully involved in this totalitarian con. To illustrate its bipartisan support, I'll note that nearly every participant of the Clinton Global Initiative has ties to cryptocurrency, while two of the biggest tech VCs who participated are Trump associates Josh Kushner and Anthony Scaramucci. To better understand our form of government, I will point you to one of the most astonishing standalone evidence I found: Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton's 1988 DNC speech, where he nominated Mike Dukakis for president against George H.W. Bush. The speech is a vile, mean-spirited roast of Dukakis that makes no sense whatsoever. For Clinton to ruthlessly attack a member of his own party should have been political suicide, and he repeatedly mocks Dukakis' noble and earnest qualities. Notably, actor Rob Lowe, who was supporting Dukakis, was victim of a teen sex blackmail operation at the DNC that year. Since we know Clinton is a close associate with teen sex blackmail artist Jeffrey Epstein, we can suddenly make perfect sense of the nonsensical speech by applying this lens. Bill Clinton is a cocky mob boss who blackmailed Mike Dukakis because Dukakis thought his job was to help the public. He teases out the future public revelations that Kitty Dukakis drank rubbing alcohol and offers a strange anecdote about the crack epidemic that reveals he is an exceedingly proud drug runner. And boy, was he ever. You remember what was going on in Arkansas before Clinton became the president? You guys remember Hale Boggs? Remember that senator that disappeared and Bill Clinton dropped him off? Yeah, that makes sense. And then Bill Clinton just helped a whole bunch of fucking cartel money and did a whole bunch of smuggling for them. There were 2 kids that were killed by train tracks, and it's suspected that they maybe saw a little drug transfer that they shouldn't have, and it was Bill Clinton's. What does this revelation tell us? Our government is conning us completely, that Bill Clinton was secretly on former CIA director George H.W. Bush's side. Yeah, right? Because he was CIA. He was CIA from the fucking beginning. They're all groomed to do this. AOC, CIA. Always has been, always will be. Fucking MK Ultra. And that the Democrat-Republican division has been entirely manufactured ever since Clinton is with Bush, Gore is with Bush, Trump is with Hillary, and so on. When they present themselves in public, they're acting as characters that are against one another, practicing kayfabe as wrestlers do. Yeah, dude, right? They're literal wrestlers. We said that yesterday. It's a play. It's Shakespeare. They all fucking hang out. As it turns out, we have a secret kleptocracy. Both parties are run by financial criminals whose only goals are to divide, deceive, and bleed us dry. They divide the public against itself and blame the other party while everything gets worse and more expensive, and a handful of people take all the money. This is what the fuck we've been saying, guys. Since it is fully parasitic, a secret kleptocracy is an incredibly unstable form of government. Left to its own devices, it can only lead to fascism or a failed state. One of the key findings of this research is that Harvard University is one of the largest organized crime fronts in history, which is how they churn out billionaires. It's a major hub of this sprawling criminal network. Yeah, and let me guess, it's fucking so deeply entrenched with all these fucking Nazis. Let me fucking guess, right? Skull and Bones? Where the fuck do you think all that stuff comes from, dude? It's all these fucking Nazis. As it turns out, dozens of writers of The Simpsons went to Harvard, so I asked myself the question, if The Simpsons served the interests of organized crimes, how would it do so? Well, it offers a dysfunctional family suffering from moral decay, a community incapable of solving its problems, a worker drone who slaves away for an evil billionaire, and cathartic laughs for poor collective circumstances. There are some notable specifics as it relates to this research too. In Marge vs. the Monorail, the townsfolk are too oafish and divided to invest in the town's needs, fix Main Street, and fall for the charms of a dazzling showman with a bogus monorail Ponzi scheme. When we know that the show is closely linked to an organization that invests billions of dollars in Ponzi factories, this becomes quite damning. In Lisa the Iconoclast, Lisa discovers that town founder Jebediah Springfield was a secret criminal con artist and that the townsfolk lives are a lie. Realizing this is an important discovery, she desperately tries to get the townsfolk to listen to her, but they meet her with hostility, apathy, disbelief, and partisanship, and she fails to get through to them. Ultimately, she realizes the town is so far gone that perhaps it's better for them to be lied to by con artists, and she keeps the secret to herself. That is never the right answer, right, guys? And here I've been, like Lisa Simpson, desperately trying to get friends and family and the public to believe the proof of a totalitarian con I'm trying to show them, and they've turned away with hostility, apathy, disbelief, and partisanship. Dudes, this is like I'm having the same fucking thing in my life, you know? I feel for this guy so bad. Oh, man. Dude, this is exactly like we all need to start listening to each other. No matter what has to happen, like we all gotta try, guys. We got to, right? Fuck. We can't just be complacent with this shit, you know? We can't just keep our heads underwater. We can't just we can't be a fucking emu. We gotta fucking get this shit out. We gotta talk about Peter Thiel and how he's a fucking Nazi. He's a fucking Nazi with all of his fucking Nazi friends, bro. And so we realize the criminal truth of Simpsons. Our elites are telling us that our eroding collective circumstances are our own fault and we can't do anything about it. While they steal the American dream from us, it is, for lack of a more elegant word, brainwashing. It is, guys. Truly. I mean, we see it. Lastly, we string these major discoveries together. Cryptocurrency is an economic doomsday device. Our government is a secret kleptocracy. The Simpsons exist to brainwash us. Yeah, everything. All the TV, guys. It's all been leading to this shit, right? And the fact he did it the day before. These motherfuckers do anything tomorrow, it's fucking over, dude. You're not gonna ruin my fucking 420. Hell no, bitches. But Max, he's a fucking hero already. I'm not gonna hear any fucking bullshit with this, you know? This fucking dude knows what he's talking about. And just because people can't fucking understand it because they're not willing to put in the fucking work and fucking read, it's pathetic, guys. Like, people are saying this shit matters to them, and if you love them, you should fucking listen to them. Maybe if his friends didn't fucking push him away, he wouldn't have done this. Maybe he would have fucking found us, you know? Like... But consider America since 1988. Institutions like healthcare and universities have become parasitic in their skyrocketing prices. News media tells us to be angry and tribalized. Daytime television warns us of moral decay. Local news tells us to fear our neighbors. The Simpsons tells us we're too oafish and divided to save the American dream. Seinfeld tells us to celebrate the assholes and be irritated by all the normal people around us. Reality TV tells us that real life is filled with hedonism and strife. Social media, owned by crypto criminals like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and the fucking CIA, you fucking scamming pieces of shit, is flooded with nonsense conspiracy theories and memes reminding us that we are all hopeless, helpless, anxious, depressed, ironic, scared, apathetic, escapist, lonely, misguided, and jaded, telling us we can't do anything but have a laugh at our circumstances. Liberals mock the hypocrisy of conservatives. Conservatives mock the hypocrisy of liberals, and our collective circumstances erode. The left shouts all cops are bastards, which ensures they'll all be hated by the police and public, and flies in the face pervasive leftist theory. The public's distrust of the government is an all-time high, but so is the belief that we are helpless to do anything about it. And with all this, a sharp rise in apocalyptic messaging. Climate change will kill us all. COVID will kill us all. Vaccines will kill us all. AI will kill us all. No matter the bubbles we've ascribed to, we're bombarded with existential crises that with no solutions. We've seen a surge in apocalyptic film, literature, and video games that tell us there is no way out of the poor circumstances but total societal breakdown. Zombies tell us that the public is our enemy. If you go to your nearest convenience store, you can buy a can of water called liquid death. This is our rotten farce. For our entire lives, we've been flooded with media designed to slowly steer us into a world where the American dream was dead, where the public was fully divided against itself, where everybody believed we are powerless to do anything about our worsening circumstances. It is all so they can organize an unprecedented apocalyptic rug pull on the entire populace as they pivot to fascism, which is perhaps best understood as kleptocracy at the barrel of a gun. When we piece it all together, we understand the truth. We are in a totalitarian doomsday cult. Why on earth would our elites do this? There are many reasons, but the simplest is because capitalism is unsustainable and they know it. Climate change and resource extraction would catch up eventually, so they never intended to sustain it. They knew all along that they would gobble up all the wealth they could and then yank the rug. Isn't that exactly what we've been fucking saying? That this last year has been just a last ditch fucking scam. It's one last minute scam. So they never intended to sustain it. They knew all along that they would gobble up all the wealth they could and then yank the rug out from under us so that they could pivot to a hellish fascist dystopia. Things escalated wildly in 1988 when former CIA director George H.W. Bush got the White House, but this plan had been in action long prior. Why is Stanley Kubrick's comedy about mutually assured destruction called Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb? Because he was a cocky secret fascist who was getting us to stop worrying and love the bomb. Why did he make A Clockwork Orange so we rejoice in ultra-violence designed to desensitize us to the horrors of the world? Why were the Manson family murders crawling with cover-ups and intelligence agents? Because our government wanted to make us fear for our lives and believe that hippies are deranged psychopaths. Why did Walt Disney produce a fraudulent documentary that told us lemmings follow each other off of cliffs so that we would believe it? Why did the Beatles tell us to fear the taxman, to scoff at revolution, chase nonsense conspiracy theories, and that happiness is a warm gun so we would believe it? Why did Easy Rider tell us that the hippie movement was dead so we would believe it? Why did Chinatown end with defeatism in the face of massive corruption so we would believe it? Why did George Orwell tell us of a hellish future of totalitarian control that we are powerless to stop so we would believe it? Why did Wall Street tell us greed is good so we would believe it? Why did Do the Right Thing tell us we're all racially tribalized so we would believe it? Why did Simpsons creator Matt Groening make a comic strip called Life in Hell so we would believe it? And on and on and on. When it comes to any popular media, if you ask yourself the question, why would secret doomsday cult kleptocrats want the public to consume this, you will find your answers. This is obviously very bad news, but the biggest lie we've been told is that we are powerless. Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah. We've got one way out of hell world, and that's for the public to realize that we've been conned completely so we can build a united movement that shatters every lie they've told us, mocks this rotten farce as loudly as it deserves, and aims at nothing short of abolishing our criminal government so we can build one that serves the public. To understand this story is to see right through the con, to become immune to the endless sea of criminal propaganda, and to feel the great joy and power that comes with freedom. If a small number of people quickly put on these truth-colored glasses, we are in for an unimaginable bright future. If not, we get an apocalypse. For more information, I've put together this booklet that includes other major findings and a map to a sea of proof along with all of the other essays on this site. For the true history of America since the end of World War II, see here. To see this discovery unfold in real time along with other explanations, hundreds of pieces of evidence not covered here, advice, inspiration, political theory, and the heart of a soul of a man escaping history's largest doomsday cult. See my Instagram story highlight. I apologize for leaving everything's so scattered, but this has been an exhausting affair. So long as you understand his true ideology, you will be able to learn the whole story. Here is a federal lawsuit I filed against dozens of perpetrators of the cryptocurrency Ponzi, not for litigation, but just to preserve the information and attach my name to it. I was terrified and hadn't slept in days, and it shows, but it served its purpose of keeping myself alive long enough to keep learning and telling this story. I no longer have my original research files from the crypto rabbit hole. If you want to see them, you'll have to get my laptop back from the government. Ask them how they got it. It's a very fun story. I hope you know how powerful you are. I wish you a hell of a lot more than luck. Max. So... yeah, his name was Max. Oh. Like, dude, I felt every fucking thing that he feels in here, you know? It's, I look at my friends too the same, and I'm like, why won't, you're not willing to look at this for me? If it's important to me, you won't look at it? I'd do anything for you guys, you know? And it's just really sad when people won't do that for you, you know? Especially when when it's something that's so big. He didn't even have to talk about the fact that he's a fucking Nazi, dude. And then he fucking is. Peter Thiel is a Nazi. He's a literal Nazi. Son of a Nazi. Son of a fucking Nazi. So is fucking Bill Gates. All these fucking assholes are all Nazis. And look at what they're doing. They're trying to fucking rob us all. And they already have. Like, all it takes is us to say fuck off. Fucking tell everyone, you know, like I don't fuck with Nazis, and I feel like most people wouldn't. So we just gotta tell them that they're fucking Nazis. Dude, fuck all these people that fucking suppress us. Fuck them. Fuck this shit, dude. All these fucking people on no wonder they wanted me off the fucking app. Because we were fucking spot on. We were so spot on, boys. Fucking Peter Thiel. What the fuck did I say to you, bitch? It's me and you in the fucking streets. Get over here. Come to Brooklyn, you pussy. I'll fucking finish this right now. Let's go. Come on, Peter. Send your fucking little scammers to me. Send your fucking ugly ass. This dude is a fucking hero, dude. And if you hear a single person say otherwise, you fucking tell them.